ask people if you could form any kind of habit, what kinds of habit would you form? All of them are just gonna say habits that are going to help them go to their dream outcome or their goal. And it's like losing that weight or achieving this kind of achievement or having this trophy or whatever, basically. And they all fall on that same mistake. Because instead of doing those actions, why don't you become the person who would do those actions by himself? Why change your actions while you can change your identity, your beliefs? And what do I mean by changing your beliefs? I'll give you an example that could elaborate. Let's say that you have a habit of getting very, very distracted while you're working or studying, and then you just decided that you're just going to stop this habit. So let's say I called you on the phone and I told you, hey, let's go hang out. I'm bored. And you are flooded with work. You got so much work that you might not even finish today. And you're like, oh, sorry, I can't really hang out. I got a lot of work to do. And then I followed up saying, well, can't you just do them when you're back home? And then you responded saying, no, I'm trying to do better with my work. You are not doing anything wrong. You are just wishing so you can be better. Now imagine you've told me, no, I can't hang out. I don't work late. Because now you're no longer the person who procrastinates and isn't really good with his work. You're no longer this person. That's the old you. The point is that most people, when it comes to forming habits, they will form them on the outcome of the action, but not the beliefs that would drive them to the actions itself. Because if I see myself as I'm procrastinating in work and I'm hoping to stop procrastinating, I will stay hoping to stop procrastinating. And I will put in my mind that I'm still that kind of person who procrastinates, but I'm trying to move that kind of character inside. Behind every system of action are a system of beliefs. If you believe that you still procrastinate, you will still procrastinate. But if you put in your mind that you are consistent and productive with your work, you will become that character. And guess what? If I told you, let's eat, like, for example, waffles, and you're trying to lose weight, then you told me, I'm trying to lose weight. Here you are also hoping. But if you told me, no, I am healthy, I don't eat junk food, I don't eat outside, all my food is just homemade, I could guarantee that next time you don't need any willpower to resist that chocolate or resist this sweets or whatever, because now this is the old you. I used to eat all of that junk, but now I'm way better. And know that your behavior is a reflection of your identity. The actions that you do, they show what kind of person that you are. The person who believes he is healthy doesn't need to convince himself to train, because doing the right thing is easy. Once your behavior and your identity are aligned, you don't need willpower, you don't need change, because you're already that person. I can literally feel your soul from here, and you want to know how you can change your identity. Here is how. Firstly, you gotta decide what kind of person that you wanna be, and secondly, you gotta prove to yourself that you are that. Let's say you wanna be a really, really healthy person. As I've given you in my first example, you would ask yourself, does this kind of person would do the action I'm about to do? Or will he be confused and ashamed for the action that I'm doing? Like, I've done this myself. Speaking from experience, I've wanted to be a really high quality and mature person. Literally any action I would do, I would ask myself this question. And I've told myself, since most of the stuff that I do is wrong, what would a high quality person do? And few months later, I have finally became the person I've always wanted to be. I'm finally more mature, I'm finally more understanding. Is because I became that person. I changed my identity of the person who used to procrastinate to the person who is now disciplined. Let's say you are still attached to your old self and you're slowly developing, and then you just decide that you just want to do something that is unproductive, like fapping, for example. Ask yourself, does my ideal character that I want to be, will they do the action or not, as I've just mentioned? And here's the trap where most people fall in, is that their craving to do the action, their craving to fap, is stronger than the identity they wanna be. So this is a step that I've personally did, is that get out of that environment. Move and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, is this the kind of person who I wanna be or not? And I could guarantee that your desire to fap or your desire to do whatever will instantly change. And the second way to change your identity is to prove to yourself that you are no longer that kind of person and you are now the person who you want to be. Let's say you stopped procrastinating, you are now disciplined and clean, and you have a well fed body, and you start reading and be more educated. Do you think that you will ever have any desire to procrastinate? No way, because you're not that person anymore. I've proven to myself that I'm no longer that person. And how did I prove it? I have done exactly what they do. I'm productive. I wake up early. I read a lot of books. I listen to this. I listen to that. I stopped watching this. I started watching that. And then you slowly start to become that virgin that you wanna be, that ideal character. And now you know how to become the person that you wanna be. Now that I have told you on how you can become the person that you wanna be. Now, there is something important that I need you to know. To implement the steps that I told you in this video, all you need is just consistency. Even if you fell down once or twice, you can still put that belief in by asking yourself the question that I told you. And it is, and the question is, will my ideal character be happy or shamed with the action that I'm about to do or the action that I just did? And as always, focus on only yourself, because no one is gonna save you but yourself.